Hi, I'm Manfredini, and welcome to HouseSmarts. It's so nice to have you with us. Today we're going to be talking about where you live. Live in a big house, a small house? You know, I travel all across the country and I've seen many different types of homes, from the gigantic mansions to the teeniest, tiniest little homes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you one in just a minute, because there's a trend going on right now in this country where we don't need to live in these giant homes anymore. We want smaller, more compact, easier homes to live in, like this one.
Nowadays, space is always at a premium. Apartments and living spaces are getting smaller, but not just because of a lack of real estate. Buying trends show that people are choosing smaller homes for a variety of reasons. Today, we're in New York City's Soho neighborhood to see how much you can squeeze out of 420 square feet. David Friedlander from Life Edit has been with this tiny apartment project from conception to completion, so he's here to tell us all about it. David, let's start at the beginning. What was this space originally like?
So the space was pretty rundown. It was a pretty typical New York City tenement.
Okay, so talk about the design process. How did you transform it?
We put out a pretty demanding design brief out to the public. We wanted to have 1,000 square foot of utility and only 420 square feet. So, you know, we wanted to have dinner parties for 10 people. We wanted to have a home office. We got an amazing response. We got 304 entries from around the world, and this was the winning design.
Okay, and what's the ultimate goal from this project?
Well, you know, there's kind of the philosophical underpinning of the whole project, which was like really showing people that they could live great lives and have a great home and do everything that they wanted to do using less space and having less but better stuff. Really what we want to do is bring this to larger buildings. So we're working with developers right now in bringing what we found, the design learnings that we found in this space to a bigger scale, and really, you know, providing a new, amazing type of apartment.
Well, show me around the apartment. Let's take a look at everything.
I'd love to.
A dinner party for 10 in a tiny space used to be an impossible dream, but not in this apartment, right?
Indeed. So we have this table here. It's called the Goliath by Resource Furniture. And it fits nicely underneath the breakfast bar here, and it starts off as a 17-inch console. And expands to 115 inches.
Which is plenty of room for 10 chairs. Believe it or not, this apartment even has a guest room. David, show them how it works.
Sure. So here's the guest room. And like the rest of the apartment, it has floor-to-ceiling storage.
Enough for a bike.
Enough for a bike and a surfboard. And of course, we have the guest beds. So one of the ideas is really, you know, having the space that you need when you need it, and not all the time. So like, how often do you use your guest room? You know, optimistically, you're going to use it 10% of the year, and even then, you're using it at night. So, you know, we have these beds here for when your guests come over, but you can stow them away when they're gone.
Yeah, as soon as your guests leave, you just fold all this back up, and you have your living room back. This kitchen is small on space, but it's big on functionality. It contains everything you need to make a gourmet meal. This induction burner will slide away into a drawer when not in use. Right here is the dishwasher, which, by the way, uses only about 1/3 of the water of a standard dishwasher. Garbage and recycling tuck away under the sink. Here is the refrigerator. And down below, there's a sub-zero freezer. And this looks like a microwave, but it's actually also a fully functional convection oven. So you have everything you need. Every inch of this apartment is utilized. You'll notice that under here, we've got storage for linens. And when it's time to call it a night, simply grab a hold of the handle in this shelf, give it a tug, and you'll notice that the shelf becomes a support beam for the bed. So you can see that this apartment proves that you don't have to sacrifice much in the way of amenities to enjoy a tiny space. This apartment costs less, leaves a smaller footprint on the environment, and most of all, promotes a simpler lifestyle. For more information on the home or any of the furniture you've seen today, check us out at HouseSmartsTV.com.